Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to our sweet
Life. It's been a sweet week.
I've had a good week.
No.
I haven't had a bad week, but I just feel like this weather has me on the edge.
There's been better weeks for sure.
I mean, yeah, we were in Brazil at the beginning of the year. That was a good week. Everything since then has not been as good.
I'm going to be eating pasta this weekend in Italy.
Yeah, we're going to Italy.
We're going on the train.
Yeah, that's actually going to be such a good time.
We're going to the spa.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good change of scenery, I think, which I need.
It's good weather in Italy at the moment as well. I can't wait to have a little caciawi pepe
And a little affogato and drink a little spritz. Enjoy my life.
Yeah, I do love a bit of Italy. It's one of my favourite places. So on today's agenda, what's on today's agenda?
We're talking Hot Takes Travel Edition.
Yeah.
Overrated destinations.
Oh, yeah, that's the
worst
one.
airlines.
Oh.
Airline beef, which I've had before. Controversial opinions.
Yeah. What's your most controversial travel opinion? Mine is, if it ain't Lux, don't bother. Don't bother, mate.
I mean, I think most people probably think that. No,
people be out here doing backpacking, so they don't mind.
Yeah, but I think it depends what phase you're on in your life.
Yeah, maybe.
Backpacking's never appealed to me. Like,
I backpacked though
when I was younger.
I backpacked because that's how everyone told me to do it. They're like, don't bring a suitcase, take a backpack. You're going for 7 months. It's gonna be so much better. And like, in some ways, I do think it is better. And I think it was a fun time to experience like the hostel thing.
If you have no clothes.
I had so much clothes. Do you know how wild it was? My bag weighed 30 kg, so I was trying to lug around this 30 kg backpack. And the girls that I met out there, they were like, "Okay, we're gonna have to go through your suitcase."
I think I'd be crying.
And they took me through my whole suitcase and maybe shipped like 10 kg of stuff home.
Suitcase review.
We did a suitcase review on my backpack.
My sister used to make us do it every trip.
And then guess what? I refilled that empty slot of space. I bought stuff and put it in there. Basically.
Yeah, no, the backpacking life is not for me.
But it was hell. The backpack on my back was hell. Like it literally just felt like I was gonna keel over. Like it
does make sense, like definitely for like Thailand stuff, because you can't like be dragging a suitcase through the sand and all that. But then having it on your back just doesn't look fun.
I did so I went London to Sri Lanka to the Philippines to Bali to Thailand back to Bali, and then back to Thailand and then home over the course of 7 months. And I had a backpack the whole time. And I went to the Maldives.
But then when we're lugging around suitcases, that's even worse. Like those times where we've got like 3 suitcases, like that's not fun either.
Yeah, but like you got a 30 kg backpack on your back and you're climbing upstairs. It's not fun.
What stairs?
I had to climb upstairs one time. I almost died. I think and you know me, I don't sweat. I was dripping sweat. Like it was awful.
It's also the hostel life that just like, I think now you see it more. It's all over TikTok and there's nice hostels or whatever. But like back in my 20s when everyone was doing gap year, like the hostels I did it later. I thought it did not look good.
I did it later on in life. I did it more around like 20. I was 26 when I went, and I had the money at that age to stay in slightly nicer hostels. So I was staying in like the upper end of the hostels, or I was staying in a hostel with a private room and stuff. So it wasn't too bad. But like I remember when I was in Sri Lanka, I met these girls in this hostel, because there was the area we were in, there was only like one hostel, so everyone was there. And I met like 4 girls there, and then we all kind of became like a little group and carried on traveling around Sri Lanka together for a little bit. And they were like, no, wait, hold on, what's my point? Oh yeah, one night they made me to go to this hostel. They were like, oh, we're gonna stay in this hostel on the way. And I was like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't look so good online. They were like, yeah, we'll be fine. I was like, I'm never following anybody to anywhere again, because the hostel was foul. It was disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, I laid my I put my tracksuit on, and then I like got my clothes and like laid them on the bed, and then laid on top of my clothes on top of the sheet. That's how gross it was. I was like, guys, this is not fun. They're like, yeah, like sometimes just gotta rough it. It's only £5 a night. If we stayed in the hostel you wanted, it would have been £20 for the night. And I was like, yeah, £20 fucking well spent.
Were they young?
No, they were my age. I think they were like 1 year younger than me.
I've never stayed in a hostel before.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the best time of my life, but the problem was that, so when I first got to Sri Lanka, I wasn't meeting any people. So I was on my own, and I knew that I was going to be traveling for 7 months, and I was like, I want to meet people. Like, I want to meet people who are like-minded and travel together. You're not going to meet people in hotels.
Yeah, true.
Like,
then again, when I went to Malia when I was like 17, we stayed in like the dingiest like apartment, like, and not when you'd think an apartment now, not that type of apartment, like proper Greece, like dingy, and even to the point where we'd bring our own and pasta packs. You'd mix with water.
Yeah, I did that when I went to Hideout Festival.
Yeah,
you bring like super noodles and beans
crazy.
and whatever. You make your own food because you know you're going to be so broke from buying alcohol. Like, you're prioritizing the booze.
That's actually nuts.
Yeah.
Because it's giving, you don't have enough money for this trip.
Yeah,
so,
no, because we didn't.
Why are you there?
Yeah, we didn't.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah, it was very nuts.
Okay, overrated destinations. The Bahamas for sure. I'm sorry, but like,
I think the Bahamas is overrated. But then also, I saw a video recently of someone in the Bahamas, and they were adding the Exuma part.
I feel like that's probably better.
And I think it's better there. But I do think one thing I will say is I think a lot of these Caribbean islands, like, obviously we're from the Caribbean, so we're allowed to say this, like, they're full of these resorts that are old and dated, and only a certain type of clientele go there. And I think that is a real, like, turn off for me for these, like, islands. I think they need to invest in, like, gorgeously designed boutique hotels, because that is the way travel is moving. People want to go and stay somewhere that looks a certain way and is aesthetic, and frankly they just want to post pictures on their Instagram. Like,
and better food. This resort food is not good.
When I went to Mexico, the food in the resort was disgusting.
Really
disgusting.
See, when I went to Mexico it was okay, but Sandals,
the food was mid. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad,
but it wasn't good.
Yeah, it just was just like,
it was mid. There was nothing to write home about. Like, even the jerk chicken on the resort was like mid. Like, it was just wasn't giving what I needed it to give. I will say about Sandals, they've done a lot of work to like have more offerings, and like they're mixing it up and they're revamping a lot of stuff, which is good. They're trying to move with the times. But I think having a good food offer, if you're going to be a resort, you want to keep me there all day, give me good food.
But how do they manage that? I think it must be also hard for a resort to manage they've got like 7 restaurants sometimes. Like, how do they make sure every restaurant is good?
I mean, the Atlantis in Dubai does it, so.
Okay. I mean, so drops the mic.
Like, there are resorts that do it, like, and I think outside of the Caribbean, so why can't they do it there? And I think
true, yeah,
I don't want to shit on my American people. I don't want to shit on y'all, but I have to say, I find that resorts that are catering to Americans drop their standards.
Yeah, the bar is lower.
The bar is lower. If you go
and a lot of people just care about the booze and the drinks.
100%.
Really.
If you go to hotels in Europe, 9 out of 10 times, even if it's a resort, the food's good.
I also find what's so funny about resorts and all-inclusive places is that you go to different bars and order different drinks, and it's the same drink. Remember this happened to us?
It's the exact fucking same.
I'm like, oh, I'll have a Mai Tai. Oh, I'll have a Sex on the Beach. Oh, I'll have this. And every time it's the same drink. Just different colours sometimes, different like umbrella or whatever. But I'm like, this tastes like coconut. This tastes exactly the same. This was my problem at Sandals as well. It's like, I had this one before. Yeah,
the resorts are overrated, 100% overrated. And I just think, sadly, resorts that are catering to a more American clientele, I find are not great. That's my personal opinion, because I've been to resorts in like Greece and stuff. That resort we went to in Crete was the food. I actually live and breathe about this food.
Never stop talking about
this. Was the best buffet of my life. Like, I don't think
I don't understand why I don't remember
and I don't understand how I don't remember it, because every single day they'd have something different. Roast lamb, roast beef. They had a pasta station, and it was a simple small little resort, and it was a simple small buffet. But guess what? Every dish slapped. Every dish slapped.
Maybe because it was Greece as well.
Maybe because Greece has got good food in general. But
I actually, I've stayed in many other resorts in Europe.
I'm not gonna lie.
Egypt. That's not Europe. But
when I went to Jamaica, the food on them resorts be slapping. I didn't stay at Sandals, so I can't speak for the Sandals there. But I stayed at the Half Moon.
Maybe it's just better in general.
The food. Well, when we went to the Bahamas, we also went to that fish fry, and I didn't rate the food there either.
Because it's just everyday conch.
Well, no, but we had jerk chicken, and it didn't taste like jerk chicken.
No,
it tastes like barbecue chicken.
Yeah, the Bahamas just didn't impress me
at all. Like, the food wasn't as impressive as you would think.
No.
And also, actually, when I went to the Maldives, the food slapped.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The resorts?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to. There's nothing else to do, nowhere else to eat.
You're not doing anything else. They have to insane you. They got to give you good food. I think, like, it's your responsibility as a resort to have good food, and I just don't think the Caribbean sadly has it. And I think cruises are overrated, because then you go to like these bloody stops in the Caribbean, you don't get to see anything, and it's just all westernized stuff.
Yeah, the place where you stop is not great.
Awful.
What was the place that they kept stopping at? Margaritaville. I think we
every day Margaritaville. What the hell?
These Americans were lapping it up. They were their cups, their sippy cups. They were like, yeah, man.
But also maybe it's just because like cruises and a lot of time resorts, they offer the same. They're kind of pulling in the same kind of people, and the kind of people that they're pulling in, no matter where from they are in the world, they're just there to lay down, have a drink, and eat something every single day on repeat.
And also, these people don't have high standards like that when it comes to food. Like one of my friend's parents, her parents booked the Virgin Cruise, and they were loving it.
The thing is, the Virgin Cruise wasn't bad. I just don't think it was great either, food wise. I think that they could work harder to make the offering better, considering how much you're paying to be there.
And I think they also like really champion their food. They're like, we have like this many restaurants and they're all different. And we have an experimental restaurant, and because that experimental restaurant was kind of cool.
It was cool.
But the food was just like,
what's going on? And I also think the cruises get you with the like extra things, like no alcohol included. You only get fucking like Diet Coke a day. You're not allowed coffee from the coffee bar. Like what the fuck is this? You've paid like $3,000 to be on this cruise, and they're like, well, you can't have a latte. You got to pay £7.50. What?
No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi. You got to pay for the Wagyu at the buffet. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi situation was nuts.
Yeah.
Like the fact.
But then again, people don't come there to use Wi-Fi and work.
Exactly. So just give us all Wi-Fi.
And it's also the fact that TV was like locked. Like you can't go on Netflix. Like their shows.
You have to watch their
movies.
shows. Like,
lucky they had an okay selection.
They actually do. We actually watched some really good films. But I just think it literally. I feel like on a cruise, it's like every second, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah. They're just trying to maximize on you as much as possible, because once you're on that boat, you're kind of stuck.
Unless you got the platinum package.
Unless you get the platinum package, which we didn't have.
Wait, did you see recently B2K are doing a cruise show? So remember before when we were talking about our Virgin Cruise is worth it, we were like, oh, they should put a performer on the boat, whatever. B2K minus Marion, obviously, because he ain't got to do all this. They're going on this cruise. It's like R&B cruise.
Oh,
and no, it doesn't look good. It's all like the Z list B2Kers, you know, like Marion ain't there. Then it's a bit like
it's not really B2K.
So they're going on
it's
this cruise
2K.
to like perform. I'm just confused, like, but I mean, the Americans be lapping it up.
Yeah, cruise is 100% overrated. Overrated. Sorry, I just said it again. And if someone wants to prove me wrong, I'm open to it. But at the moment, I've been on one cruise, and I'll say it's overrated.
Yeah.
What else is overrated? What's a hot take? What country?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico is just. I hate to say this because we love our man's Bad Bunny, but
people have said this on my comments actually recently as well, and
what?
I'm like, oh,
Puerto Rico is overrated. I never want to see mofongo again. Mofongo is an absolute trash of a dish, and no, I don't want to eat it, and I don't want to go to Puerto Rico again and eat mofongo. No.
Like the thing is, for me, like I'd go back to most places if it was free. Like I wouldn't pay to go. If someone was like, "Here's a free trip, go tomorrow," I'd be like, "Okay, sure." Like with your friends,
yeah, free,
like,
fine.
But I think I'd just do different stuff. I don't know.
There wasn't much more to do. We did the stuff. We literally did the most popular stuff that was available.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah,
it was dry.
Food-wise, we struggled a lot.
I might as well come back a stick, because what would we even? I'm surprised I didn't come back and lose £10. Because
Burger King one night.
We had Burger King one night. We even considered eating from that place with the tenders. What was it called? Oh, there was like some proper Americanized.
White Castle.
No, not White. No, we didn't go that deep. It wasn't. It was like some tenders place.
That sounds good.
No, we didn't want it. Chicken licken or something. But like, yeah, the food was dire. I'm sorry, it really was. The best meal we probably had was that. No, do you remember we found that place on the side of the road, and we were like, oh, this actually looks really good. Like the chicken was in the window. They were like barbecuing everything. And we got it and we sat down and we were like, where's the flour? There was no flavour.
That was mofongo as well, though. We had.
Of course, we had mofongo, because what else do you eat in Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico is definitely overrated. I'm sorry. It looks nice. Like some of the beaches are nice, but like realistically, there's not that much to do. And I just think what Puerto Rico has to offer, you could go to another country and do 10 times more stuff and have more like Brazil. You go to Brazil, do the same stuff.
I think it's cheaper though to fly from the US to Puerto Rico, right? Because
it is cheap. That's why people go. But that's why Brits go to the Canary Islands. No one told you they were good, did they? Because they're not. They're also fucking overrated. Just because you can get somewhere for cheap doesn't mean it's worth going there. Doesn't mean it's good. You know?
Yeah, Canary Islands was a bad time for me.
Absolutely awful.
And the fact that it was raining as well, I think, just was the icing on the cake. I was like, get me out of here.
The Canary Islands is like if you took all the Brits that were old and popped them on a hot place 25 years ago, because everything's really old and dated.
Outdated.
And it's just full of Brits and it's not a good time.
They couldn't even make me my crepe with Nutella.
Oh my God.
That
Helena went to buy a flipping crepe from the stand. She would talk about crepes for days. She's like, I'm going to get one of these crepes. Gets one. She's like, yeah, can I have Nutella, please? The woman didn't tell her it's not real Nutella. Boy.
It's like chocolate sauce.
Don't get between Helena and her Nutella, boy, because she was not happy.
Yeah, well, don't tell me it's Nutella if it's chocolate sauce. It's not Nutella. I wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. Canary Islands.
I feel like probably like the Brits have ruined it though. Do you know what I mean?
I think that the Brits have bought up a lot of places, like they all retire there, and there's just no investment going into like the towns. The towns are so outdated. Like I've never seen towns like that. It literally looks like Blue Water 20 years ago.
Remember that boat trip as well? That was also boring. We just sat on that boat.
We just sat because it was
sick.
and then I lost my drone over the edge because the water was like.
Yeah, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, absolute waste of time.
Even food wise, it was just very.
The food was.
The hotel food was terrible, but like even the restaurant food was.
We didn't have any good meals there. Everything was mid.
And it's Spain. How could it be so bad?
And like other parts of Spain are so nice, so it's so confusing.
I think Malta's a little bit overrated.
So I was gonna say Malta is comparable to Canary Islands, but but it is better. The food, I had really good food in Malta. I can't lie, and I had really good wine in Malta. And the beaches were nice. So I actually, I'm not even gonna say. I think Malta is. If you want to go somewhere for cheap,
would you go back there?
I'd go to Malta.
Really?
If I wanted to go somewhere cheap and quick, where I know I'd have guaranteed sun and a nice time, I'd go to Malta. If someone said Malta or Canary Islands, I'd run to Malta.
I went years ago there. We ended up making friends with like this hotel, the guy who ran like a lot of the hotels, this guy Hugo, and he was like a mafia don or something. Yeah, it was just a very weird thing when I went.
Malta is also a strange place because there's a lot of like foreigners there. There's a lot like European foreigners. So there's like you'll be meeting Brits, you'll meet Spanish people, you'll meet Italians, you'll meet all sorts of like foreigners there.
I was also near that weirdo strip where it's just a bit sketchy.
I don't think I was near there.
You know where else is overrated? LA.
Oh God.
LA is actually really overrated.
You don't have to tell me fucking twice. Everyone told you, oh, the land of dreams. What do you mean? It's the land of tents. It's full of people who are homeless and on drugs. Like, it's not fun.
It's not. A lot of people just move there for work and stuff, which I get. Like, people that I know, they're like, I've got to move here for a job, which like,
yeah,
cool.
But like, stop trying to sell it to me. I remember I was dating this guy once and he's like, yeah, my brother lives in LA. And I was like, okay, that's not flex. It's not. Yeah, he's like, he has this great lifestyle. And I'm like, LA is not a safe place. No. For one. It used to be back in the day when we were like young. Used to be, oh my God, LA. But now I just would not even consider living there. Never.
I think it's very glamorous. Like as a kid, I was like, I'm gonna live in Hollywood. And obviously I used to go and see my uncle and stuff, and I used to love it. It was like hot, and there was a pool, and like I was like, wow. But now, and even like I feel like the Hollywood strip was different. Like it just felt different. It felt more exciting,
people used to go I think even the first time I went to LA, the Hollywood strip was still like proper, but I was like 24. The Hollywood strip was still like bumping, like there was people around. I think also when we went like just after COVID, so we saw like kind of like the beginning of the demise of LA, in my opinion. Like everything was like, a lot of stuff had closed down. The Hollywood strip was like full of tents, and I think since then it's just got from bad to worse. Like it hasn't really improved, and I just think sadly it used to be the dream place. It's not anymore.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I would never consider it as somewhere to live.
No.
I mean, that's not to say like London's great, because like really and truly we need to be on our bikes, but that's a whole new podcast.
I mean, London's definitely overrated.
Yeah, London is definitely well, in my opinion, London is an overrated destination.
Yeah. And
it's not really that safe these days.
It's also just like, when do you come? If I wasn't from here and I was like, oh, I'm going to take a trip to London, like
I'd come at Christmas for the lights because that's like a big thing, or I'd come in the summer.
Yeah, but you come in the summer, you never know if you're even going to get summer. Nope. So what's the point?
Nope. But just to say you've been to London,
and it's expensive. But then I guess people could say the same thing about New York.
I don't know. New York's different though. At least New York actually gets a summer.
Yeah.
They actually do get a summer.
Unbearably hot.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere has its pros and cons. Where else do you think's over? Where do you think is not is underrated?
Slovenia.
I agree with that. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
My hometown.
When I say we went to the Slovenia.
We want to keep it underrated though.
And I was like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be like. I was just like, I'm just going to have the goulash and just go and see Helena's homeland. And I was so pleasantly surprised by like how, one, stunning it is. Two, how like, I mean, I'm not going to say that people are welcoming because they're a little...
They weren't not welcoming.
But they're not unwelcoming. I just think I wasn't prepared for like, they have like a very like blunt culture. So it's like, if I'm like, this is not cooked, they say, yes, this is not cooked. That's literally the response. There's not, I'm so sorry, I'll get you a new egg. There's, this not cooked. Yes, you're correct.
No, but you can't base your whole thing off that one hotel lady.
But that's the kind of like general attitude. It's like quite blunt. But I don't think they mean it in a malicious way.
No.
I just think that they're just like quite blunt. Not even blunt. I don't think blunt's even the right word. I think they're quite like...
It's like a dry...
To the point.
Like a dry type of person.
It's kind of like Germans a little bit. They're kind of like to the point. They're very like to the point and like literal.
Yeah.
They're quite literal people. They're quite funny though. When that guy was like, but you're black. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
When he heard
Slob
you
is
speak.
defo underrated.
But it's definitely underrated. Yeah.
Parts.
We had really good food. We did a lot of fun stuff. It's very beautiful, very mountainous. You can drink the water from the stream. What's the muscat?
The Moscato.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the water from the stream as well. Bring me back to that.
I was just like living my like forager dreams. Yeah. It's definitely, I'd say that's underrated. I'd also say Croatia is very underrated.
Yeah.
I'd say people are starting to get to know it now more and it's getting busier. But I would say like, you can go to Italy and be packed like sardines brim to brim, but you can get the exact same experience in Croatia. It's very like beautiful, same kind of beaches, same kind of weather, same kind of food. So I think Croatia's a little bit underrated. I think it's getting up there, but slowly.
I think I wouldn't rush back there just because I spent a lot of time there growing up. So I'm kind of like...
Yeah, for you it's like
Croatia
a second home.
now.
But for me, like, I'm like, actually, I've been to Croatia quite a fair few times and I'd go back again anytime.
But I do think like the Mediterranean sailing looks fun.
Oh yeah, fair.
Sailing. That type of trip looks fun.
Yeah, I would love to do that kind of trip.
Also, I think France is a bit overrated. Like, no offense, but like Paris.
I don't know, like Paris, right? Like the first time I went, I was just like, second time I went, third time, fourth time, what? Fourth time, loved it.
I mean, it is a good time. I've definitely had a nice time the last 2 times that I've went. But I do just think like the way everyone's like the city of love. Oh my God, Eiffel Tower. Like,
I think it's been romanticized in movies, hasn't it? But I also think the thing about Paris is that
Lizzie McGuire.
Oh yeah. I think like just in general though, like Paris, even like in Sex and the City when like Carrie moves to Paris with her man and it's just like, do you know what I mean?
Like
it's very
dream.
like romanticized place. But I think Paris as a city is amazing. I actually think it's a great city if you know what you're doing. You need to come with a plan. You need to come with reservations. You need to come with
research.
Like you need to research, do your reservations in advance. Like you need to know what you're doing because Paris is not the sort of place that you can just rock up to any corner and say, okay, I'm gonna eat here and it's gonna be good.
I did that. It was so bad.
Not good.
So bad.
You need to really think about what you're doing. And I think generally in cities, you should have a plan. Because even London, like you could be walking around, you can't just walk around London and pop into like Sex Fish in Mayfair and be like, oh, I want to eat here today. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you need to, if you want to go to the best places, you want to have actual good experiences because this whole rhetoric that London doesn't have good food, London has great food. You need to know what you're doing. And like for all those out there who keep cussing our fucking beans on toast, we don't just go out and eat beans and toast.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to a restaurant and orders beans and toast. Like, come on. We have a mass amount of restaurants that have amazing chefs. Like, and it doesn't even have to be...
I don't think I've ever been eating beans on toast out.
I don't think it's on a menu.
Like, I've had, like, beans on a fry-up with, like, toast on it.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with a full English, actually. I actually think full English is a lovely dish. I'd eat it.
Well, what do Americans know? They don't even know Pop Your Collar, which is a big problem.
What's Pop Your Collar?
Wait, you didn't know this? What? So there's a whole thing on TikTok happening right now. Americans never had Pop Your Collar by Usher. So they never, I know, I literally am like, you guys are like gaslighting us, like it's not true. But then I spoke to my American friends and they confirmed, they were like, no, like we never had the song. So basically if you open the album up on Spotify in the US, it doesn't even come up on the album. Yeah.
Whoa.
So all y'all Keith Lee mother cussing us. And now they're like, there's a whole thing on TikTok because they're like, oh, like it sounds like a Disney song, like no wonder you guys had it. And they never they also never really had U-Turn.
What?
Yeah. Never, like, literally was like this week years old when I found this out.
I'm like today years old, this minute years old.
To spend more time on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nuts. They never had poppy collar. And the only reason why it came up is because Usher was on a podcast with ZZ Mills. No, not ZZ Mills. ZZ Mills. The other girl, some other girl, the singer girl, and she was basically like, what's your biggest song in Europe or something? He was like, oh, Pop Your Collar, like, I don't know why they love it. And there was a whole video and everything, and she was like, what's Pop Your Collar? Yeah, they never had it on the album. So
that's crazy.
That was like his biggest song here, basically.
That's nuts. Yeah,
so weird.
But yeah, we live in different dimensions. Us and
learn something new every day. Beans on toast.
I mean, I think beans on toast slaps.
Jacket potatoes.
I love jacket potatoes.
I don't like a jacket potato with beans and tuna though.
I love a jacket potato with beans and tuna. That's what I used to have like every day when I was in secondary school. Jacket potato, beans, tuna.
I just think that's a weird combination.
It tastes delicious, delightful, absolutely delightful. I didn't have it with cheese because I had this weird thing about cheese when I was in school. I didn't like cheese.
I think you need to have either like cheese and beans or cheese and tuna.
I had beans and tuna.
It's such a thing these days.
But to the point is, we don't just go around eating jacket potatoes, and we don't just go around eating beans on toast. But personally, I would say like beans on toast is like a very comforting meal to me. Like if I had beans on toast at home, and also I make it at home. I don't just flipping whip it out of the tin onto the toast. You know, you got some salt, some chili, some butter in there. Cook them down, make them creamy. Anyway, we're talking about beans too much. All right, where else? Another underrated.
Oh wait, we've got to do the little Q&A.
We've got a game. Let's go.
Okay, we've got a little. What would you rather? Basically, different things. Yeah. Would you rather stay in a 5-star hotel but only eat instant noodles, or stay in a budget hostel but have unlimited fine dining? I only like fine dining.
5-star hotel with super noodles.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Because I could have like Indomie slaps, you know.
Both of these situations piss me off, to be honest.
Well, no, I can't be in a dirty place. Imagine being in a dirty hole, but you're getting to have Wagyu. It's not going to make up for it.
I don't really like instant noodles. Like, I'm not an instant noodle
I don't love instant noodles. I don't even have them in my home. But if I had to eat them and have a comfortable, beautiful bed with a butler bringing me water, I'd have it.
If I can have different flavors, then sign me up.
Okay, fair.
Would you rather fly first class on a short flight or fly economy on a long haul trip but get an amazing hotel stay?
Economy.
Yeah, same.
Because
I can slug it.
Like a couple of hours in first class, what to be in like a shitty hotel and shitty destination.
Yeah, like imagine you have to go economy but all the way to Nihi.
Economy, I'd do it.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sign me up. Would you rather travel for free but never choose where you go, or pay full price but pick every destination?
Travel for free. Why am I?
Yeah, but what if you have to go on the trip? What if they're like, right,
it's free?
What if they're sending you to like Timbuktu desert or something?
Let's go, Timbuktu. See me now.
No.
Yeah.
Or like some village with like snakes or something.
Do you know what I always used to wonder when you're young? Like, why did your parents be like, "Oh yeah, you're going to Timbuktu"?
Yeah,
but like, what if Timbuktu is amazing? Like, I don't know. Like, why do they act like it was this bad place?
Yeah, Timbuktu really got bad PR in the 90s.
What's going on with that?
Hope y'all good. Oh no, we've got to find out. Would you rather lose your luggage for a week or have your phone die with no charger for 24 hours?
Phone die. It's 24 hours.
I'd rather lose my luggage. You can always buy new clothes or borrow your clothes.
You can't last a day without your phone.
How are you getting around? How are you doing anything?
Ask locals.
Like, go to Brazil and ask the locals and see how you get on.
There's a way. Where's the will? There's a way. Like, what? You're gonna go to Brazil.
Be in the hotel.
So you're gonna be in Brazil. What? Because you have no phone. It's not that deep. You can take photos on your
camera. You're gonna walk out of your.
It's only 24 hours.
You're gonna walk out of your hotel in Brazil.
It's 24 hours. It's 24 hours. It's one day.
If something happens to you,
I'm actually kind of concerned.
If you get robbed, you can't even call anyone.
What? You got robbed? I ain't got a phone.
I don't know.
I'm actually concerned.
You're gonna be lost. How are you gonna get back?
So you're telling me you couldn't go 24 hours without your phone?
I just don't think I could be in a city.
You could just go to Ipanema Beach and then walk home. You don't have to go too far. You don't have to be doing up like a big hike or anything. Just do something simple that day, and then the next day you'll have your phone and your suitcase.
How are you gonna pay for anything?
Oh, wow, it's called cash and a bank card. Magical items in my purse.
I'd rather wear the same clothes for 24 hours.
It's not 24 hours, it's a week without luggage.
You not buy stuff then? You buy bikinis.
Have you seen the clothes? You can buy a beach and a bikini on the beach every day. Those crop tops never even fit me. My boobs are hanging out every day. No, I'm not doing that. I'd get the suitcase.
Okay, would you rather miss your flight and be stranded for a night, or arrive at your destination but your accommodation is double booked?
I'll arrive at my destination because my accommodation is double booked, so I can find somewhere else to stay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're stuck in the airport in London. There's no
leave them
progress.
a bad review.
Yeah, there's no progress here.
Would you rather have to wear the same outfit every day on a trip, or only be able to eat the same meal every day? I don't think I want to eat the same meal every day.
I think I want the same outfit. I can wash it in the sink.
Yeah. And you can change it up a little bit, I guess.
Also, I just remembered something. I just remembered that when I was in Mexico, I remember I was staying at this hotel in Tulum, and Clay, my friend, he was coming to meet me with one of our other friends, and they were driving from another part of Mexico or something, and by the time they got to Tulum, it was like 1 a.m. and they got to their hotel, and their hotel said, "We've given your room away because you took so long to get here."
Yeah.
Like, and then they gave their room away. That's nuts. So you rock, and they'd prepaid for this.
I think that's why they ask you what time you get in there, though.
Yeah, but you can't just give away someone's room when they've paid.
Yeah, especially if you pay.
He had to sleep on the beach. There was nowhere. He couldn't find anywhere. Everywhere was like, we're booked. We're fully booked.
I mean, this may happen to us in Mexico too.
What?
Because that place we're going to, you can only book the hotel. Or you can only book the hotel when you get there.
Oh shit! So we'll be sleeping in the Jeep. We're bring a sleeping bag.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that.
Oh, well.
A sleeping bag. People still do sleeping bags. Well, it's such a thing of like when you used to have sleepovers back in the day.
I actually never had a sleepover at my house when I was young.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. I went to sleepovers instead.
Would you rather backpack through 5 countries in a month, or stay in one luxury resort for a month?
What sort of easy question is this? I'll stay in the luxury resort.
Yeah.
No, what nonsense.
I just say Nikki for a whole month.
Oh, gonna get struggling pain, hiking around for 5 countries and be exhausted, or relax in luxury.
Yeah. Would you rather hike to a remote paradise beach with no amenities, or stay at a crowded touristy beach with full service?
Stay at the crowded beach with full service because Ipanema slapped.
Yeah, Joadinga. Not
Joadinga.
so much. That was a hike.
That was a hike down, man.
There was times where we literally all 3 of us like had split up.
My whole phone strap broke and everything.
Oh yeah.
I almost lost my phone.
And then I was doing up sandals, no sandals, sandals, no sandals. I was like slipping.
When we finally got down there, you guys were like, "Oh, we're gonna sit up there." I literally just sat at the bottom. And I was like, "I'm not going up there."
We were like, "What is she doing?"
I was like, "I'm not coming up there."
I was like, "I don't think she's coming."
I'm not coming up there.
We were messaging you like, "Come up here."
Leisha was like, "Look, there's a little spot for you." And I was like, "No." I was like, "I've had enough of this now." That was done.
Yeah, that was so long. I'm not gonna lie. Would you rather camp under the stars in the desert, or stay in an underwater hotel?
Oh, underwater hotel, desert.
Yeah.
That's dry. Do you know how cold the desert is at night?
Yeah,
Freezing.
I remember Coachella was freezing.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely the underwater hotel thing, because I've never done that before.
Me neither.
Would you rather only visit new places but never return to a place you love, or only be able to visit your favorite destination forever?
New places. I know you're gonna disagree with that one, but new places.
I
can't go my whole life.
love my favorite place forever.
Yeah, but
then
like,
would I get bored?
You're gonna get bored, and you're not allowed to go anywhere else.
What would you do if with your friends that live there told you to meet you in these new places?
What?
Because you're not allowed to return back to that place that you love.
Yeah, so we'll meet you somewhere else. Yeah, every time you go away, you're in a new
place. What about the
place.
food in that place though that you love? You're never gonna have it again.
Listen, those donuts in LA, the one good thing about
Guess
LA.
what I'm gonna have?
You have to bring me one back to
How?
London.
I'm going to New York after. It's not
Put it in the fridge.
possible.
You have to. I have to get
How?
There's these donuts in LA.
I don't think I'm.
What's the place called? Do you remember? Is it a Donut Man?
Yeah, it's something like Donut Man.
The Donut Man. And I made Helena go with me to this place because they had them in U, and we were like, these are the best donuts of our life. And I've literally never had it again ever since. I've actually been to LA twice since, and I've not got the donuts because it was out of my reach.
Yes, it's in an awkward location.
So yeah, sometimes you're just gonna live without things you love. But yes. Donut Man, if you're listening, please ship to the
UK. Would you rather travel without a camera, or travel without your phone for directions and bookings? No, I'd rather leave my camera behind.
I leave my camera because I can take photos on my phone.
Would you rather always have to eat the spiciest dish on the menu, or never be able to eat local food while traveling?
Spicy dish.
Always have to eat the spicy dish.
You can either eat the spicy dish or no local food, right? I'm not. What am I going to eat? McDonald's? Ew.
But when I was in Thailand, everything spicy there, so that's when my spice threshold opened when I first went to Thailand, because they were laughing at me in the restaurants because I was like, And like I could take spice. I wasn't like a bad spice level before, but like that really changed the game for me. Because after that, now that opened me up.
Really? Good for you.
Everything was spicy.
I love spicy.
I was asking, they were like, "You want milk?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my god,
So
crazy.
now I like spice. Would you rather take a 24-hour flight with unlimited leg room and good food, or a 5-hour flight but you're in the middle seat with no entertainment? Raw dogging.
I can't raw dog.
4-hour flight if there was a bed.
If it was a bed, yeah.
I don't know what unlimited leg room means.
I mean, that's kind of close.
Would you rather get free flights for life but always have a layover, or fly direct but always have to pay full price?
Free flights. Free flights. Always going to be free flights. It's
Layovers
free.
are so long.
It's free.
And I hate going down and back up.
Bro, it's free. I don't care. You could. I can make a whole additional holiday out of that layover. Stop off in Shanghai. Go to Bali.
Would you rather take an overnight train with amazing views, or a private jet with no windows?
Train.
Yeah. Private jet with no windows, I think I'd have a breakdown.
Train's better anyway. You can walk around. Like, it's nice.
As long as it's food.
Yeah.
Would you rather be stuck on a trip with someone who complains about everything, or be stuck alone with no way to talk to anyone?
Complainer.
Really? But then you can do it alone. You do solo dolo.
I mean, yeah, but like, I like traveling with people these days, you know. Well, wait, it has to be a complainer that I know though. It can't be a random.
That complaining is annoying.
Like, if I was with you and you're complaining all week, I can tolerate it. If I was with my boyfriend,
home.
I can get on with it. But if it was like someone,
trip.
but if it was like like a stranger, no chance. I was like, I haven't got the patience for them. But if someone I know, then yeah, I can do it.
I think I'd do the solo dolo.
You solo dolo, but no friends the whole time. Really?
How long's the trip for though?
A month.
No, it's not. Whose trips are for a month? Would you rather accidentally book a trip to the wrong destination but have a great time, or go to a dream destination and everything goes wrong?
Wrong destination.
Yeah, for sure. Would you rather always have to pack last minute and forget something important, or always overpack and have to drag a heavy suitcase everywhere?
Well, I always overpack and I always drag a heavy suitcase, so that's my life.
I already know Mexico and this weekend. I'm just like,
this weekend I think will be fine because I'm not going to overpack. We're only going for a few days. Mexico, I cannot be held responsible for my actions.
Yeah, legit. Would you rather travel in complete silence, no music, no podcast, no talking, or only be able to listen to the same playlist on repeat?
Yeah, same playlist.
I don't know the words.
I mean, I do that already.
Yeah, true.
I'll be listening to the same gym playlist every day for like 3 years.
Actually, I literally like alternate between like three, but basically,
I just add new songs every now and again, and I'm still listening to the same songs.
Well, that's all I got.
That's all I got time for today. Well, let's wrap it up. We got any last stories for us?
What, Iceland?
Unpopular opinion. Iceland is over fucking rated.
No, it's not. Don't say that.
It is.
It's not. I literally felt like I was in another world in Iceland. Like, it really made me feel something.
Do you know where I also really felt something? In Ipanema Beach in Brazil in the heat. Iceland is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. There's like unreal, otherworldly views. But did I need to be there for them? I don't know. I could have seen it on TV. It was really, it was really tough. It was really, Helena, you saw me. You experienced me.
It was very windy.
I was not happy. It's probably the most miserable I've ever been in my life.
No, it was, looking back, it was fun.
Hot take, Iceland is low-key kind of miserable, guys.
That wasn't even the coldest. There's colder places than that.
Okay, I'm not going there. See, I'm not one of those people or one of those travel influencers like, oh, I've got to see every country in the world. I do not.
No,
I do not. I just need to see this. The only place that's cold that you could get me to go right now is Finland. And that's purely because the snow, the sledding, it all looks so magical. Before Iceland, I was like, okay, maybe. Like, I think also because Iceland was never really high on my list before I went. I was like, oh, I'd like to go, but like I was never in a rush.
Oh no, I had it on my bucket list.
Yeah, but you had it on your bucket list. So I think for you, it was more like a bucket list. For me, it was like, okay, well, I'm going, and it's going to be a different experience.
But I had the Blue Lagoon on my bucket list. That I will say is overrated because I could have skipped that
The
like,
Blue Lagoon
going
was.
there
I thought
now.
the Sky Lagoon was actually better.
Yeah,
I thought
but
it was much
everybody
nicer.
talks about the Blue Lagoon now, which I get because I guess I was like that because they're like, oh, it's something to experience, but like, I don't know if it is. Is it something to?
Well, the thing
experience?
is, you get in there, you walk around, and then you leave. I think at least with the Sky Lagoon, they have that whole ritual thing that you do. And I also actually had a really nice day when we went to that other hot spring, like far. It was like far out, and it was private. Well, not private, but there was no one there. And it was
that was like an actual hot spring.
And it was like an actual hot spring. I thought that was a beautiful day.
Yeah,
that was probably one of my favorite
like
days.
Giving like fairies.
Yeah, that for me, because and I think also because the Blue Lagoon is like so touristy and so like it kind of has lost its magic a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas Sky Lagoon still kind of has a little bit of a magic because it's like it's not as busy, it's not as overcrowded, and it's got this whole like 5-step ritual that's quite nice to do. So it feels like a spa experience. But my favorite hot spring was the actual outside hot spring. I mean, the people are nice though. That's one thing I will say. Icelandic people are lovely.
Just bring your cash.
Bring your cash because Iceland's bloody expensive.
Well, so we've got time for today.
So we're going to wrap it up. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Hells.
We've had a great time in our suite.
Come on one of our group trips.
See you later.